Hi, hello, and welcome to a very special video. It's my 100th YouTube video. And to celebrate, I decided that I'm going to redo old art to see my progress. But the first video I made was kind of boring. It was just a tree marker challenge. I didn't even have any alcohol markers. All I had was like a set of 36 Ohu water-based markers. But that seemed too boring. I don't want to do that. And while I was thinking about what I wanted to do, my aunt sent me a picture of a piece I painted back when I was 12. And it is horrifying. So, I am not someone who grew up doing a lot of art. I wasn't very artistic. I would draw every now and then, but I wouldn't say I drew more than the average child, and I wouldn't say that I had more skill. In fact, I think I probably drew less, because I really only drew when other people were drawing around me, which wasn't very often once I started high school, because, you know, we have other subjects to do and art wasn't a priority. Also, my art teacher, one day I'm going to tell that story about why I quit art before I could even really start it. But I did this piece because she bought me an art set and I wanted to use it because she spent all the money. So I painted something for her and I gave it to her. Now, editing me is going to put up a picture of the art piece, like somewhere right here on the screen. It is terrifying, isn't it? It is not nice. I don't like it. I saw it and I asked her to burn it and she said no, which I took offense to, because why would you want to keep something like that? I know I was 12. And I hadn't been drawing or painting. I showed it to another art teacher and he said, because he teaches children from like 11 to 18, so high school age, and he said that it's normal, it looks pretty good for somebody who is 12 who doesn't draw often or at all. But I think he was just being nice because that thing is hideous. So, to redeem myself, I'm gonna redo that. Now, I know this looks like a mess. I gessoed it and then I drew on it with graphite, got graphite all over my hands, hence all the smudges. But I wanted to keep the composition. So I wanted the horse head with a tree in the background, a fence, and a barn. So I found a picture on Pinterest. I hope that remembered to put it up. I kind of did. I saw a picture of Pinterest with this pose. So, and then I looked at some other pictures and put in the fence. This tree, I haven't figured out how I'm going to do this tree because it's originally in that piece. The tree was behind the barn. But I hated how that looked. It just didn't look good. So I decided to change it. And the sky had like a yellow strip. And then blue on top. And I think I was going for a sunset. But I kind of just used whatever paint I felt like. I mixed oil and acrylic. I didn't even know there was a difference between oil and acrylic at that time. I don't use oils. I only use acrylic and watercolor, sometimes gouache, but no oils. So I'm not doing that again. We're just gonna use acrylic paints for this painting. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to say. Oh, by the way, this air was down here and then I realized I totally forgot how to draw horses because I don't really draw horses. So I moved it up. Also, I don't have an easel, so that's why I didn't sketch it on camera, because right now it's just flat on the desk. I needed to be able to see it properly. So hopefully this will work, and I know I'm going to regret not planning out this tree later, but I need to make a video and I've been putting off making this one for way too long. So, as somebody who only really started to take art seriously back in 2019, let's see how much I've improved in the past 5 years. I'm a little scared to do this. I don't want to do this and then it comes out looking bad and then I look back and I'm like, I was better at art as a 12-year-old, because that picture is nightmare inducing. But I'm just gonna take a deep breath and try to paint. As for the paints, I don't have anything expensive. I have some cheap paints, some Sargent Art, like 6 of these acrylic base, the Liquitex Basics. I was hoping to get some better paints for when I decided to do this repainting, but that did not work out, so I'm just gonna use exactly what I have. This is I got this canvas in a pharmacy because there is no art store anywhere near me, so I'm working with what I have. I may or may not use sponges. I really like using sponges for clouds, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna try to keep the same colors, so the same color of the horse, and in general the same colors, but I don't want to do a sunset. I think that would be adding way too much colors up here, and I don't want any interest to be up here, so I want the interest to be focused on the horse itself. So I'm also going to try to limit my color palette. Also because I'm lazy and I don't like remixing paint. Yeah. If you're ever wondering why my pieces have very few colors and why I tend to mix paint on the canvas or on the paper, that's why. I'm just too lazy. Plus I really like how limited color palettes work. Like one of the limited color palettes I've really liked lately is a pinkish red and Viridian green. I don't know why I like it so much, but I really like how it looks. Anyway, back to this. I'm not procrastinating. I'm kind of afraid to stop, but I gotta do it at some point. So, wish me luck. And let's get into a 15-year later project, which, when I realized 15 years passed, that was another existential crisis right there, but that's another topic for another day. Let's just get to painting. So, the first thing I did was to spread some newspaper onto my desk to protect it from the acrylic, and then I decided to tone the canvas with some yellow ochre and burnt sienna, mixed with some water, and I used a sponge to apply it. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to not start the painting on white, and with the underpainting, the toning, it would kind of unify the colors. And I wanted to like seal the graphite so that it doesn't mix in with the paint once I start actually painting. I let that dry. Then I went in with some sky blue for the sky, but the sky blue, it was too transparent, so I decided to mix in the sky blue with some primary blue later on. And the reason why I decided to go with a slightly darker blue is because the hair of the horse, while it was dark brown in the original painting, I decided to use the white, like in the reference that I used. So if the sky was too light, then it would blend in too much. As it is the mane, is the mane they call it? I don't know the parts of a horse, but the hair already kind of blended into the fence, and I probably should have made it black, but that's just something I'll keep in mind for the next time I paint a horse. Because while I have been drawing more in the past 5 years, I have not drawn many horses. I think I've only drawn 1 or 2 horses in that time. And yeah, I'm just very bad with horse proportions, which I need to practice because my ideas for comics take place in like medieval times, so I need to learn how to draw horses. But I think this was an improvement, probably because I've been practicing construction for a long time now. It was one of the things that I started practicing back in 2019. that I can look at a horse and get the proportions mostly right, even though I don't really understand the actual skeleton. But one of my least favorite fundamentals is color theory, because color is so hard. So you can actually see me struggle with the grass. I painted it like a pale green, but the lack of texture was making it look very cartoonish. The whole painting ended up looking more cartoonish, but that grass, yeah. So I decided to fix that later. I don't really paint trees much. I think I've only done one other acrylic painting where I've painted trees, and what I did was I painted the trunk first, let that dry, and then dabbed paint onto the branches to look like leaves, and I think it came out really well. If I had to redo this painting, I would make the horse's hair black and go back to the original red leaves, like an autumn tree, for the background. But that's just something you learn as you do. Which brings me to another point. 100 videos, 100 posted videos. I actually made and recorded more videos that I just never posted because I didn't like how they came out. But 100 videos, man, that's a lot of videos. I didn't realize it was so much until I was looking at the stats of the last video, and I saw at the top of my page 99 videos. That's insane. But I can see some progression with my art in that time, and having the YouTube channel did help me over these past 4 years, take my art a bit more seriously, because with the videos, you know, you have to finish sketchbooks, do completed pieces, try out new materials, review videos, always do well, and it kind of pushes you to keep experimenting and trying new things out. And especially with the whole sketchbook tours thing, it makes me push myself to finish more sketchbooks, which helps with the mileage. And in every sketchbook I can see a progression of art skills, even if I'm not trying to improve in the sketchbooks, because sometimes I get a sketchbook and the sketchbook is dedicated to practice. So I have one sketchbook where there's a ton of cubes, figure drawing, and stuff in perspective, things like that. And then there are other sketchbooks like sketchbook 11 and 13 where I did some experiments and some practicing, but really it was just me having fun in my sketchbook. And you know what? Anything to get in that mileage, because there has been a lot of improvement lately. And I don't know if it comes across necessarily in just the quality, but it definitely comes across in the speed. It's like my hand has the power to create things. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's so nice when before I distinctly remember wanting to draw something and then it's like my hand just wouldn't draw the thing. I couldn't draw the thing, and now I'm at the point where I can look at a picture and draw it, or I can paint it, and at the very least it's going to come out decent. It's not going to be a masterpiece, because after only 5 years, I'm basically still at toddler phase with my art progress. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't really think about when they're getting started as an adult, where it's like, yes, you may have reached level 21 or level 22 when you started drawing in terms of life experience, but you were basically just born in terms of art experience. So comparing yourself to another 22-year-old who has 15 years of art experience is just ridiculous. And that was actually a thinking that I never got into. And I'm really glad about that, because a lot of people talk about how seeing other people be so good at art, and even like how when PewDiePie showed his 30-day art progress, people were saying that he made so much progress that they feel bad about their art. And that was never something that I really dwelt on. You know, it comes to your mind every now and then, but it's not something that ever stopped me from drawing. But then I'm somebody who tends to be very intrinsically motivated to do stuff. I don't really gain motivation from outside forces, though I will admit, when it comes to writing, I am more likely to finish a book faster if I think somebody is waiting to read it. Of course, that's in comparison to my usual writing speed, which is about a draft in a month. Editing happens outside of that, but I can usually get a draft done within a month, 6 weeks if the book is longer than like 60,000 words. But yeah, I just like what I'm doing. And I think that has been the most important part of my art journey so far. I genuinely enjoy this. Like, this is something that I do for fun when I just want to relax, or when I don't know what to do, or even when I'm in a bad mood, or if I'm stuck in writing a novel, or if I'm feeling sick, I just pick up a pencil and draw, get out my watercolors, use my iPad. I just really like it. And I think I would not have tried most of the stuff I've tried if it wasn't for the YouTube channel, even though I don't even have 50 subscribers yet after the 4 years. But one of the things that YouTube has gotten me to try is alcohol markers. And I'm kind of glad and kind of not glad, because alcohol markers are expensive, but I love using them so much. So I'm always so torn about if I should buy more alcohol markers or if I shouldn't, because I want to use them so bad. But they're also so expensive. But even other things like keeping a sketchbook. Before the YouTube channel, I didn't keep sketchbooks. What I would do is I would buy computer paper, and I liked seeing the stack grow of pages that I've practiced on. I just really enjoyed seeing that stack grow, and when it couldn't fit in a folder anymore, I felt good, like I was accomplishing something. But I noticed that sketchbook tours were popular, so I started to actually keep sketchbooks, and that's how I ended up creating a lot of my characters, a lot of stories, and really having fun with those things. There are some sketchbooks that you guys will probably never see, because I plan to show like my scrappy sketchbook where I practice boxes and stuff, but there are other drawings that I can't show, whether it's because I drew them for someone else or because it's something that I'm going to show later. So I have a special sketchbook that just has that. But my regular sketchbooks are the ones that I'm always drawing in, and I love it. This isn't one of those videos where my life has changed from YouTube even though I have less than 500 subscribers. To be honest, I was doing art before YouTube, and I would have continued doing it. My life did not change, but that doesn't mean it hasn't improved, if you get what I'm saying. I wish I would get more comments, because I've always said that success leads to success, but sometimes I need feedback. Like, what you like, what you don't like. I know a lot of people think criticism is just, I hate this, this is bad, your art looks like crap, the colors are all wrong. That's not good criticism. A good criticism is like, this looks good, this looks bad, I like this, I don't like this is okay. Because when you get the different opinions, all three of them, then you're better able to adjust how you practice. Because if, for instance, my proportions are right but my colors are wrong, then I know, okay, I don't have to focus on my proportions, I can focus on my colors. So it's helpful in prioritizing. So leave me a comment telling me what you like, what you don't like, how I could improve, all those things. I really want to improve my the quality of the videos going out, but that has to wait until I get a computer that can actually handle video editing without shutting off and overheating. Anyway, I'll leave you to finish the last few seconds, and then I'll come back with the outro and my final thoughts on the painting itself. And there we have it, the final piece. I did not like it when I first finished it because I actually finished it yesterday and I'm filming the outro today. I didn't really like it because I think the ears should have gone up a bit more. I'm not very good at horse proportions because I don't draw horses that often, but then the more I looked at it, the more I realized that I do actually like how it came out. I have in the past years got more experimental with putting in colors where there normally wouldn't be colors because I just like how it looks. The only thing I think I should have changed was the hair color I picked for the horse. This was because I was going to make it dark like in the original, but the reference image I had, it was light. But I think I should have gone with black hair for him. And I thought about painting it over, just going over it and then using this part as like highlights. And then I was like, no, I would do that and end up messing up the picture. There are times when you need to just cut your losses and end the painting. I need to end this painting. That's one of the another things that I have learned over the years is that sometimes just finish it. Sometimes finish is better than perfect. So that's what I did with these. I think the perspective is also a little wrong, but you probably wouldn't have noticed that if I didn't point it out. And like I said, I really like these brush strokes. I love having the brush strokes show in a painting. I don't like smooth, perfectly blended out paints, which is one of the reasons why I like the fact that acrylic dries so fast. So yeah, I think that's it. I don't really have anything else to say about this apart from the fact that I like painting more now. It was much more frustrating back then. Art isn't really something that's very fun until you get good at it. There's like a point where it's just frustrating and then you get kind of competent and that's when you start having fun. So while I think that it is accurate to say that this was 15 years, you know, my progress 15 years later, I also think it's not that accurate because I've only been painting for like 5 months. So is it like 5 months later, 5 years, which is about how long I've been taking drawing seriously, or is it 15 years? I don't know. It doesn't really matter because, like I said, lately I have been enjoying just the process of painting, even if the thing I do doesn't come out the way I wanted it to. Because when this was just finished, I didn't really like it until like a few hours later, and then even this morning I was looking at it and thinking, this is not too bad. This actually looks pretty good. So yeah, I guess the only advice I could say is if you're getting frustrated, take a break and then look at it with some new eyes. Anyway, thank you for watching. I do more painting videos, drawing videos. I talk about my novels. I talk about my ongoing projects. My life is basically art and writing. So if you're interested in either one of those things or both of those things, then remember to subscribe and like so that you get recommended the videos when I post. And I'm going to leave links in the description to my novels because I work really hard on them and I love them. And I have a brand new one that came out recently called Duncalia, the Warrior in the Key. It's a portal fantasy. It's really cool. I love it. Books 2 and 3 are in the process of publishing. They have finished the writing phase and now it's just the actual publication process that it's going through. So you guys can look forward to that. I also have other stories that I have finished writing and they need to be edited, so expect more releases later on this year. And that's it. Thanks again for watching. Leave me your feedback for this in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that I have improved or if I've gotten worse. I'm sure you guys will have a lot to say in the comments, and I look forward to reading them. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in another video. Later.